Jai Hind students, hope you all are fit and fine at home. So we will be starting with the 7th chapter of history, that is tribes, nomads and settled communities. And in this chapter we will understand who were the tribes. We will also come to know about some tribes like Ahoms and Gonds. And we will also understand how they were different from us, and we will understand their way of living. So let us begin. So the first image, as you can see, is the map of India, and it is according to the 1991 census, and it shows the tribal population of India state-wise. So when the chapter starts, it has to say that when new art, crafts, and productions activities started to flourish in the towns and villages many centuries ago, number of political, social, and economic developments also took place. Now, the social change was not the same everywhere, and because of this, different kinds of societies they evolved differently. Then, in large parts of the subcontinent, the society was already divided according to the rules which were set up by the Brahmins, that is the Varna system, and I hope everybody is aware with the Varna system. And thus, what happened? The result was the difference between the high and the low, the rich and the poor, it increased. And under the Delhi Sultans and the Mughals, this hierarchy between the social classes, it grew further. The next topic which is there is beyond big cities, that is the tribal societies. And it has to say that many societies in the subcontinent did not follow the rules which is as prescribed by the Brahmins. And nor were they divided into a number of social classes. Now, such societies are called as tribes. Many of or the members of these tribes, they were united by kingship bonds, and they depended on the agriculture for their livelihood. They were also hunter gatherers or hunters, and many of them combined these activities, and they fully utilized the natural resources which were available. Again, some tribes were nomadic, that is, they moved from one place to another, and it was often seen that a tribal group controlled large portions of land, and it was all divided into a number of households according to the rules. Now, many large tribes, they were living in different parts of the subcontinent. Some of them lived in the forests, some in the hills, deserts, and often there were such places where it was very difficult to reach. And in various ways, what happened here is that these tribes, they retained their freedom, and they always made it a point to preserve their separate culture. Now, the next topic we will understand is that who are the tribal people. Now, historians and travelers, they have a very scanty information regarding these tribes, because these tribal people did not keep written records, but they preserved their custom or their traditions orally. Now, what happened? It was passed from generation to generation, and the present day historians, they have used these oral traditions to write their histories. Now, tribal people were found in almost every regions of the subcontinent. Some of them have been mentioned in the book also, and the area and the influence of these tribes, it varied from time to time. For example, some powerful tribes, they controlled very big territories. In Punjab, the Khokhar tribe was very influential. Then the Ghakars became more important, and the chief of Ghakar was Kamal Khan Ghakar, who was also a Mansabdar by the in the Emperor Akbar's reign. And in the Multan and Sindh, the Arguns dominated a large number of region. The Balochis were another large and powerful tribe in the northwest, and these Balochis were divided into a number of smaller clans which were under different chief. So a number of number of tribes have also been mentioned, like the Ghakars, then the Nagas, the Ahoms, and so on. And if we talk about the present day, this Chhattisgarh, Bihar, and Jharkhand, we will see that Chero kingdoms had emerged in the 12th century, and Raja Man Singh, who was Akbar's famous general, he attacked and defeated these Cheros in 1591. And a large amount of booty was taken from them, but they were not entirely subdued. Now, what happened under Aurangzeb? These Mughal forces again started to capture many Chero fortress, Then the Mundas and the Santals were among the most important tribes that lived in the regions of Orissa and Bengal. Then the Maharashtra highlands were home to the Kolis and Birads. Then further south there were tribal population of Korgas, Vetars and so on. So special mentions or special names have been mentioned in the book of these famous tribal people. Now we will be doing a little bit about the Gond tribe. We will be seeing they lived in the vast forested region called Gondwana. They practiced the shifting cultivation. So this is for the first module. We'll be discussing about this in the live class. Till then, Jai Hind.